Hey guys, today I'm going to introduce a Korean movie named The Man Standing Next. This movie is about the assassination of President Park in 1979. The characters' names in the movie are different from the history, but in order to make a better relation with the history, I'm going to use the true name. So first of all, who is President Park? Well, Park Chung-hee was a controversial South Korean president. After taking office, he worked hard to lift Korea out of poverty and rapidly industrialized, which led to remarkable economic growth and created the miracle on the Han River. South Korea went from one of the poorest countries in the world to one of the four Asian tigers. At the same time, however, he ushered in an 18-year dictatorship. During this period, freedom of the press and freedom of expression in South Korea was greatly restricted, and the censorship of the entertainment industry was tightened too. You might wonder, didn't someone stop him? In fact, KCIA, which was modeled after the CIA of the US, arrested and executed all opposition parties who opposed him. In order to keep support from the United States, President Park has been bribing US senators through KCIA since 1970. In 1979, the scandal known as the Korean Gate incident was exposed by the American media. Park Yong-guk, a former director of the KCIA, testified as a witness in an American hearing about the Korea Gate scandal and announced that he would write a book to expose the dark reign of President Park. Upon hearing this news, President Park sent Kim Jong-il, the current director of KCIA, to Washington to negotiate with Park Yong-guk. They were close partners in the revolution that overthrew the former dictatorship. Park Yong-guk reminded Kim why they had staged the coup, a seed of resistance spirit in Kim's heart. Presidential Security Chief Cha Ji-chul and Kim were close aides to President Park, but they were not on good terms. Upon hearing that he had been wiretapped, President Park lashed out at Kim and demanded that the United States kneel down and apologize. Director Kim had no choice but to negotiate with the US Ambassador Robert. On his way back, he saw tanks demonstrating in the street, threatening people. After knowing it was arranged by Cha Ji-chul, Kim quarreled with him outrageously. Soon after, Park Yong-guk's memoir was published in a Japanese magazine, which not only angered the president but also surprised everyone, including Park Yong-guk himself. He knew that if he wanted to survive, he must remove President Park from office. After a series of investigations, Kim Jong-il confirmed that this was also the work of Cha Ji-chul. By this time, he was out of favor with President, and he realized that he might slowly be pushed out of the circle of power. In October, Park Yong-guk, together with the United States, invited Kim to join them in assassinating Park. While Kim Jong-il was still hesitating, the president invited Kim to drink, in fact, to test his loyalty. In order to show his loyalty, Kim decided to kill his old friend Park Yong-guk before Cha Ji-chul's operation. Opposition to President grew in South Korea on October 18th, with demonstrations taking place in many places. To Kim's shock, the president decided to use the military to suppress the demonstration after Cha Ji-chul and others persuaded. At this time, Kim was about to become the president's abandoned son like Park Yong-guk. He deeply realized that What the president needed was not a servant to give admonition, but a henchman to flatter. The U.S. ambassador also put a pressure on Kim, but Kim still could not make up his mind. Now that he was no longer a close aide to the president, he was eager to know whether the president would treat him the same way as Park Young-guk. When he got a positive answer, he was completely disappointed. On October 24th, the repression in Busan intensified, and the troops who were supposed to protect the people turned their guns on the people in the streets. President Park decided to make use of Kim one last time before dealing with him, inviting him to a party on October 26, along with 3 other close aides, including Cha Ji-chul. In the middle of the party, Kim excused to go to the bathroom, but he was actually to prepare for the assassination. On his return, Kim reminisced about the revolution 18 years ago and asked the same question as Park Young-guk. Why did they stage the coup? He then shot and killed Cha Ji-chul and President Park. It was worth mentioning that Kim's assassination process was full of frustrations. During the shooting, his gun was jammed, and even he slipped on a pool of blood after assassination, so that finally lost a shoe. This is a sign of bad things to come in East Asian culture. Sure enough, Kim Jong-il finally paid the price of his life for his panic assassination. Throughout the movie, it seems clear that President Park and Cha Ji-chul are supporters of authoritarian forces, while the director Kim is the hero who sacrificed his life for democracy. But in fact, the historical image of Kim Jong-il is not so grand and bright. Therefore, more people believe that Kim Jong-il killed Cha Ji-chul after failing to win power. The director of the movie showed us a vivid and a profound historical film in his own position, even if it was a little different from the history itself. The film of The Man Standing Next still won the Blue Dragon Award in Korea and received positive reviews.